Oh,
And
how's my hair, dude?
super fabulous, dude.
All right.
Super fabulous,
Well,
dude.
hey, man, this is another episode of UFO Garage.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe, and this is where we talk about UFOs, aliens, and all things weird. What's up, dude? How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic.
That's
fantastic.
good. That's good.
I've got my New Balance 420s on,
Nice.
because I'm a dad now. So
Yep.
and
you got the heart is just swelling with like extra love and like
yeah. And if you didn't know, for New Balance, they're actually called the 420s. So
and you know that the soles are thicker, so you can always be a little higher. I don't know if you knew that, dude.
But that
you're
makes
always
total
a little bit higher than everybody else, dude, when you're wearing the 420s.
I thought I hit like my dad growth spurt. I was like, babe, I'm like, this dad thing's working out. I'm getting a little taller.
No, dude, your dad growth spurt happens in your stomach.
Oh no.
Yeah. So get ready. You're gonna be like a really skinny, pudgy guy.
It's called skinny fat, and I've been through that stage before.
Hell yeah.
It will come back. Yeah, you know. I think when you're like full dad mode, you could fit a beer can in your belly button. That's that's full dad status.
That's where it's at, dude. That's where it's at.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, let's say what's up to people in the chat, man. Smoking Joe, what's going on? Tammy, what's up, girl?
Oh, girl.
Hey, Jim. How you doing, Jim?
Christina Bell. Ring my bell. Yeah.
Who else, dude?
Thurston, what's up, dude?
Thurston. Yeah. Big Willie in the house.
And Renee's back. Hell yeah, you guys. And Jim, too. Jim close behind.
Hello, Bonnie.
Paranormal
Chop Shop.
That's what's up. Sonny, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining, dude. Patton, what's up, bro? Yes. He's also he's a Space Fart member. I don't know if you guys do this, but you could be a member. It's like $1. And you have, I mean, hey, whoever's a member, show everybody how cool your emojis are, because you can only have these emojis as a member, and one of them is a fart, so that's pretty cool.
And you can't buy anything for $1 these days, dude. So nothing.
A long way.
So you might as well get some cool emojis for $1, right?
Yeah. One says I party hard, so that's pretty cool. Big Willie, yes. Oh, you said Big Willie, and we already said Tammy, yes. 509, what's up, brother? Blowing trees with ease. Sunsaver, dude. Sunsaver, we chatted via email. He's got an awesome story. We got to get him on the show soon. So, dude, thanks for joining tonight, man.
Christopher Chick wants to know, who is Joshua Casey?
Oh, good question.
Who is Joshua Casey?
Oh,
well, as a matter of fact, Christopher, we've got an answer for you, dude. We've actually got Joshua Casey on the show with us tonight. And even though he's going to introduce himself and tell you who he is, you're still not going to know who he is, right? Because just like the rest of us, he's just some dude. He's just some dude who had some crazy shit happen to him, right?
Yeah.
And now he's like in this position to where he's like, you know what? I want to talk about this. I want to get this off my chest. So, this is something that's happened, and he's just trying to figure it out, dude, just like the rest of us. And that's why we're all here, to try and figure it out, man. Everybody's got their own little experience, and people deal with it in different ways. It definitely affects people in different ways. And that's the coolest part about this, man, is that we can talk about the way that these things are similar and very different, and see if we can try and put a little bit of this puzzle together.
So well said. Jeez, man.
Thank you, man.
I want to take that entire line and make a t-shirt out of that.
It's just like a big ass t-shirt with a bunch of shit on it. It runs onto the back. Yeah, dude. We need to get one of those.
Yeah. No, that's so well said, man. I mean, that's like it's what this whole thing is about, man. That's why we're all here.
Bro, it's the antithesis.
I was honestly thinking of that word, and I didn't want to sound dumb because I knew I wasn't going to be able to say it. And you crushed it, dude.
It's the antithesis of this program.
Antithesis.
Yeah, dude, I've even switched my vernacular a little bit. I've started calling this the program.
Dude, you just said like 4 words that like uh,
They're really big, right?
so big.
They're
I'm
big words.
so big words.
I know a plethora of large words.
All right, dude, I'm gonna pass out.
A plethora of mucho grande words.
Yeah, and Spanish.
And Spanish, dude.
Mucho.
Yeah, I'm killing it over here.
Mojo.
Konnichiwa.
Yep.
Let's get into this, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
Let's bring Joshua in.
Joshua, say what's up, brother.
How's it going, guys? It's an honor to be
Going-
on here, man.
Hey, thanks for showing up for us tonight, man. This is gonna be good, man. I'm really excited to talk to you. You sent us a little email, and we read that email, and here we are, dude. You know, that's the cycle of things. And dude, I'm pretty stoked, man. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, me too. This is the first time I've ever came out like on a podcast or anything. I just spoke it to MUFON experiencer groups this past Tuesday and Monday. But I've got to the point where I don't really care about people's opinions on whether they think this is real. I happen to know the Bledsoe family, and I had a sighting like 5 or 6 years ago at the Cape Fear River, but it's one of them things like way up in space where I didn't know if my eyes were playing tricks on me or not. Even though my best friend pointed it out, I stayed in denial until this year when I seen the Pentagon UAP reports, and it's like a switch flipped in my head, told me, like, damn, this might be real. And then I actually study a lot for the past year to make up. Oddly enough, man, I reached out to Chris Bledsoe Jr., who was a good friend of mine back in high school, and ended up getting in touch with his dad. And I didn't know anything about his story other than the river incident. And after about like a month talking to him, man, I've seen 3 orbs in the past month, and an actual craft too, man. It shatters your reality. It just makes you look at everything a completely different way. And
Yeah.
I laughed at it a year ago, to be honest. I want to apologize to everybody for that. I actually apologize to Chris Bledsoe, Ryan Bledsoe, and Chris Jr. I apologize to all of them for not believing this, because I don't know how they dealt with it for the past decade, the ridicule and everything that comes with it.
Dude, I think a lot of people are really gonna appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just as somebody who, you claim yourself used to be a total denier, right? It just didn't hold a space in your head, really. And that seems to be the case for a lot of people. And very rarely do you hear the apology, whether you need to apologize or not. You know what I'm saying? Coming into this as a denier, and then being like, holy crap, my world has flipped upside down. It definitely feels it probably feels good to a lot of people, man. And you said one pretty cool, important thing. A lot of people who have been in this field for a long time or followed the phenomena, the UFO subject for a while, the Pentagon reports that came out and stuff, a lot of people didn't really, they weren't that excited about it. A lot of people were wet blankets about the whole thing. It was very cool that, that finally happened and it came out. But you are a prime example of why that was actually important, right? It wasn't important so we could have all the information and confirm that aliens are real. That was important for regular, everyday people, just like yourself, who had an experience that didn't know how to compartmentalize that or put it in your brain. It gave you some, like, a sturdy foundation to kind of set your feet and say, okay, something is happening. And, a lot of people would say, well, you don't need your government to say that. But at the same time, it is kind of like a security blanket, right? Because we want to trust our government, and we want to, we don't want our government to be the enemy. We want to be together. And, we can go down that rabbit hole and pick that apart, obviously. But the whole encompassing thing is like, that's important because people like you finally had like an epiphany of like, wow, okay, this stuff is happening.
That's what that was.
Yeah, the fact that they're acknowledging it. I mean, even if it's not what people think it is, and I know everybody's got their opinion on it. The fact that the Pentagon is acknowledging it And the thing that really trips me out is the fact that it still seems like there's so much of the public that walks around, and it's like there's such a stigma around it. I guess they just refuse to even admit it's a possibility. And I was one of those people a year ago. But I mean, it's the biggest story of all time, and there's still so many people that are just like, I don't care. I got TikTok, like it doesn't make any sense to me, really. And I've seen it, and like I just, people's opinions aren't going to change reality. And I really do want to thank you guys. I've been spending this whole past year playing catch up, and y'all are this is like my favorite channel that I've found so far on this subject. I love the sense of humor, man. Y'all are serious, but you bring a lightheartedness to it that makes it easily relatable. I really do want to thank y'all for y'all are going to make a big difference, I feel, in the future whenever more people start to realize this is real.
Yeah, that means a lot, man. Like, dude, we were chatting backstage, and the compliments, I don't know how to take them, but dude, like what I keep falling back on, man, is like we're just kind of a mouthpiece, dude. It's all about we are all a part of this nebulous thing that no one wants to, for some reason wants to talk about on a daily basis. It's like sometimes traumatic, sometimes confusing, sometimes we compartmentalize, as Joe was saying. Like, you don't just go to Thanksgiving dinner and have, an open conversation about this topic. Like, it's just not one of those things. Like, it's a life-changing thing for a lot of people, and these experiences, whether they last for 5 seconds, will affect you for the rest of your life. And what's powerful in that is how you mask the way you interact with the world, because from that moment on, you're kind of, tell me what your experience was, Josh. I mean, I'd love to go down your story, from that first day on. You said you were fishing, right? On that, was it the same river
yeah. Same one as Chris Bledsoe. Not the exact same spot, but the same river, and not far at all from where Chris Bledsoe and them were fishing whenever they had their experience. And it was just me and a good friend. I almost said his name. I'm trying to talk him into coming on here, to be honest. I'm not going to say his name.
We say Cinnamon Terry for anybody that wants their name blanked out. It's Cinnamon Terry.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Me and Cinnamon Terry pointed out like this bright star, and I think I said, like, I don't know, man, it's probably Venus or something. And we catfished for like 30 minutes. And I mean, it's a simple sighting, this is the first one that I had, but and it looked like it was way up there, way up in the sky like a star. But I happened to be looking directly at it, and it curves off like a backwards letter C in the blink of an eye. And I immediately just think like my eyes are playing tricks on me. And like, I'll never forget this. He said, am I allowed to cuss on here?
Shit, yeah, dude.
All right, sure. He says, dude, did you just fucking see that? And like, my hairs on my arms are standing up right now, just telling y'all about this. It kind of shook me, but UFOs were not in my definition of reality. It wasn't until, this year, whenever I seen the stuff on the news about that. Damn, are you fucking kidding me?
What happened? You got a mosquito?
I gotta get right back on here with y'all. My phone died, man.
Go plug it in.
Go plug it in. Oh, damn. I thought he was about to be like, there's an orb in my room, dude.
I did too. Oh.
Okay, so Josh's phone died.
Well, it started off swimmingly. Absolutely.
Dude, how crazy would it be if he turned his phone around and he's like, y'all check this shit out. Like, I thought that was about to happen.
I thought there was like a bug on the wall or something, and he saw it like in the reflection of his phone. He was like, "Oh!" like one of them big flying cockroaches or something.
Oh my god, dude!
I don't know where he lives. I don't know how big the cockroaches are, but here in Texas, they're fucking huge, bro.
That's the same one that our last episode. That's why we named it Roach in a Cup.
Yeah, it took a whole cup to put that roach in, dude. It's a big cup.
Yeah. Big cup.
Not them little water roaches or them little German cockroaches.
Yeah. Wait, why are they German?
That's them big old Tejano cockroaches, bro.
The tree cockroaches are the ones that fly. And honestly, like, yes, you can hear their wings flutter, but you can also hear
the ones at my house when they fly, you hear oh, you gotta eat. Oh, bro, that's your churns.
My baby, my children's is crying. You mind taking over for a second? Let me
your churns is crying.
Yeah, you mind taking over for just a second? Let me go check what's up.
Isn't there like 3 of y'all in that house right now?
It is my. I guess I don't.
No, it's all right. It's that new dad instinct.
I know, dude.
You gotta go see,
and
then you're gonna go see, and you're gonna be like, oh, you're just fucking hungry, like every other time.
Okay, well, now might be a good time to bring up Manscaped.
Manscaped. Oh yeah, Manscaped. It's for your balls. Oh dang, he really dipped out. I was done. I didn't know what else you want.
That's all you want. Okay, I think.
Hold on, I have my little my sheet.
Just let me. I want to take my. I'm gonna mute myself real quick.
Go for it, dude. Yeah. Hey guys, don't forget to go check out Manscaped, dude. Manscaped.com. If you go there, you can get all this sweet stuff. You can even get this sweet little trimmer. It's pretty dope. The Manscaped 4.0. It's got that big bright LED light, so that way you can see through your manly forest as you navigate the wilderness down there. You know what I'm saying?
Scary, spooky.
Yeah, it can get spooky sometimes. That's why they put that light on there, bro.
And it's
your
also
balls will thank you for sure.
Yeah, and it's also stanky. That's why.
Not if you use the ball deodorant.
That's why I use it. The ball. Crop Reviver. Ball toner, dude.
Oh, it's good. It makes the fellas nice and smooth.
The fellas,
right?
The boys.
Yeah.
The boys in the hood.
The boys in the the boys in the pants.
Boys
in the sack.
Real tiny pants. Yeah, obviously I'm wearing pants around my balls.
Of course.
Duh.
Hell yeah, dude. If you go to manscaped.com, man, you use the code UFO Garage at checkout. You get 20% off and free shipping anywhere in the world. Yeah. Even though there's a lot of shipping containers off the coast right now. And, I don't know.
Let's contribute.
Yeah. Let's contribute to the block up.
Luckily, it's all local.
No. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but that's for like the stores. But like if you buy it through the internet, they just send it to you through the internet. And then you use your printer to print it out.
It's a digital product.
It's a digital product. You buy it through the internet. The internet sends it to you. It doesn't go on a ship. The internet sends it to you, dude.
Yeah. I think that's going to happen pretty soon. It's the 3D printers instead of plastica, it's going to print, proteins and milk fibers.
It can. It already can.
It already can.
Yeah,
dude. Just do like a 3D printed muscle or something. I think
they're 3D printing like bones and shit for people. Dude, like out of like real bone. It's pretty cool.
That's so dope. I want to imagine. Okay, here's an actual thought I had. If you lose like a piece, like from you're building a chair and you lose that screw, how many? That's happened to me a lot. Not saying where I got the chair from IKEA, but like you could just print that damn screw. If you also lose, let's build up from there. If you lose a shoe,
you could print a shoe.
If you have enough of the fabrics in the cartridge, soft.
Yeah, dude.
Soft fabrics.
Usually when I put stuff together from IKEA, though, I don't have any missing screws. I just have a whole bunch of leftover screws, and I don't know where they go.
That's like you don't want that because you're like, what the fuck?
Where does this go?
Actually, I bought a chair that was too expensive, and I had leftover pieces, and I'm like, okay, what did I? It was made from China. I overspent. But anyway, I had like way too many leftover bolts, and there way too many to be like extras. There was like 14.
And then finally you open the instruction booklet and you look and you're like, oh
Yes.
shit, that piece went on page 2. I'm way too far at this point. I'm not taking
I'm
that
not
far.
I'm not gonna tell my wife that.
I'll just wait till it breaks and then I'll fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
Some wood glue.
A little bit.
Yeah,
Old
dude.
dabble do you. Hey, thanks for everybody in the chat saying congrats on fatherhood. Hey, I appreciate you guys. That means a lot. Like, yeah, me and Joe were having the fatherhood chat. Joe had his bebe. You know what? When the podcast was just kind of getting going, really. I mean, like a year in, dude.
Yeah.
And dude, you've taught me so much stuff, dude. And honestly, I want to say you prepared me, but you didn't, and it's your fault. This is all your fault.
Hey, I tried.
No, dude, like, yeah, it's everything you said and more, man. It's fucking awesome. It's amazing. Thanks for everybody sending out love to me and my family. So thank y'all. Anyway, so dude, we're still waiting on Josh to get back. I guess his phone died. You know, our guest Joshua. It was really getting good too.
I know. He was like, damn it, now I gotta run down to the gas station and buy me a charger.
He just showed up.
Nice.
He just showed up. Yeah. He's at the 7-Eleven. He's using someone else's charger.
Plugged into the wall by the ice machine. He's got the ice machine pulled out halfway, so you can reach back there, plug it in.
I'll only be here for a minute, dude. There's like periodically people like filling up their Slurpee, like dead-eyed, like dead eyes staring into the camera.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Okay, well, let's bring Josh back in.
All
Josh, what's up, dude?
Can you see me?
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude.
Perfect.
Sorry about that, man. I grabbed the wrong charger. That one has
No worries,
short
dude.
in it. Man.
Dude,
I'm still looking for y'all. Sorry.
We 100% thought that you were having a sighting and you're about to do like show us a live sighting.
Oh, dude, no. You know what's so crazy? I'm sorry. That's so weird that you said it. I had a dream about that. Like, I'm not even shitting you. It was so weird, man. That's God, that's a synchronicity thing, man. It's just bizarre, man. I had a dream like that. I was getting on a podcast and like the fucking screen glitched out and there was like some live abduction. I woke up, man. Sorry.
That'd be crazy. We would be the first people to ever catch a live abduction on a StreamYard.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we're not disappointed. We're just glad that you found the right charger and you were able to come back on, dude. It was just getting good. We're just getting into that groove, brother.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. I think the last thing I said, I didn't have UFOs in my definition. I described the way the thing moved. My friend, asked if I saw it. Yeah, my hair on my arm stood up. I just stuffed it in the back of my mind, really, as what I was about to say, and I didn't really think about it for like 5 or 6 years, and then I don't know if it's just me paying more attention to the sky. I really have a strong belief there could be like a metaphysical, if people don't like the word spirit, conscious is like the same thing to me, really, but I feel like there's some kind of metaphysical aspect to this as far as like these orbs, and that's just my opinion. I could be completely wrong. The past 3 that I've had have been like the same exact spot above my balcony here in Wilmington. And it's just it's bizarre. It's right where I'm looking every time. It's strange. I want to ask y'all about y'all's opinion on that as far as like a metaphysical component. Do y'all think there is one for sure?
Yeah, dude. I've heard a lot of people say that, when I see these orbs or these things, I almost feel like they're alive. Like there's a consciousness behind them, like it's observing me or like communicating with me, and like we're not saying anything, but I understand it, and some last longer than others. Other people just see it and it kind of, zips out, yeah, dude. I mean, I think there definitely could be. I'm also on the side of, I think that like, yes, like this is one aspect of it, but if this is a reality, I also think that there's probably a mechanical version of a ship, right? The idea that there is like another advanced civilization living near us that is way more technologically advanced, that's able to traverse space and time. I totally believe that as well, But I also, like you're saying, with these orbs and certain aspects of it, like maybe that's just like something on a whole nother level that we're also, encountering as well. So yeah, dude, I definitely think that.
Like
Dude,
extra dimension as far as that. I agree, man. I think it could be all of the above, man. Like who knows, really?
If it's one, why couldn't it be all of the above, right? Because one is wild enough, right? So if we're gonna take one of the stories and say, yeah, sure, why does that make the rest of them any less plausible? I guess I guess from like a modern physics, current scientist point of view of what we understand, like yeah, it sounds impossible. It almost seems like the metaphysical aspect is easier to grab onto than like the technological aspect right now for us. And it used to be the other way, right? It used to be like, oh, this part's crazy, but like, yeah, it could be a ship, right? The technology part of it. And it seems like it's flipped lately to where like now that's kind of the crazy thing. And this consciousness aspect of stuff is really, really taking hold. And I think there's been some smart people who've done some pretty interesting things in trying to understand this.
Dude, I mean, if you want... Oh, sorry, Josh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to agree with him, especially saying like real quick, you look into quantum physics and things that shouldn't be possible, or suddenly you got like electrons being in one spot and another spot, and not in that spot at the same time, just like things that shouldn't be possible. And what's like the unified field theory and Einstein were talking about spooky action at a distance, that makes me think, like these things could, if they're from another dimension or something, they could just like pop in like a radio signal pretty much, Sorry, I rambled on a little bit there, but that's just
the
my
best
idea.
That's the best part of this show is like, dude, we love going down rabbit holes like that. Like, what I've latched onto, and I can't remember if we talked about this in our last chat or last episode, but this single electron theory or single atom theory, I think it's electron, but so all electrons have the same mass, meaning that everything in our physical world has a signature, dude. I'm just guessing. I'm just trying to form these. I'm not a scientist. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but I just think this theory is interesting, like the single electron theory, where that's the only thing that we can measure. And again, we're measuring it with electricity, right? So I think that's also an interesting point. So all electrons have the same exact mass, and the theory is that everything is made from the same exact electron being passed and forth from the beginning. I'm probably butchering this, from the beginning and end, back and forth from time. So it's happened so many quadrillion times that it's making up every single moment of this universe and into infinity, where everything is connected by this one electron that was created.
So kind of like God just splitting itself up in like trillions and trillions of, like fractals or, whatever. I don't know. You put like some crazy images in my head when we said that, man. It's I like that, man.
Yeah, dude, it's fun, man. It's fun to think about. It's like what? So we're back to that topic of, are these entities or these orbs or these craft, are they intelligent? Are they sentient? I think it could be all of it. I do think it has this effect on the psyche, on the person experiencing it. So one person, maybe two people will see the same exact thing, but have totally different experiences. One person will see.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Dude, tell me what was your experience with that?
I mean, I was going to say, didn't some stuff like that happen at Skinwalker Ranch, where like people were having individual experiences?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know, the
definitely.
person really seeing it. Yeah, that's wild. What they call it, like a spooky something. I just learned that phrase the other day. Spooky something, or weird something. I can't remember what it's called. Like whenever or strange behavior. Sorry, I think that's what it's.
Yeah.
Strange behavior.
Strange.
Have any of y'all seen? Damn it, what's it called? I think it's called the Cabin. I think that's what it's called. Cabin in the Woods, maybe.
Oh,
Where yeah, where like all those teenagers go to the cabin, and there's like this group underground, and they're releasing they're releasing like zombies, and then they release like certain monsters, and they spray this gas that like makes you hallucinate. Like it's crazy, right?
Yes.
And the whole thing is like, oh yeah, well there has to be like a Joker, the athlete, the virgin. Like there has to be like 5 specific types of
oh,
blood that they
okay.
sacrifice, like every so many years, or like every year, to keep whatever it is happy, right? And that's how you keep the world together. And they end up going under this ground, and there's like all these different monsters, everything from like ghosts to werewolves to everything, that are like held in these cages, and they release them from time to time when people get there. I always thought of Skinwalker Ranch as being kind of like that, to where like, like the government goes, or these people live there, bro, there's like, they're like, hey, weird shit started happening to us ever since we moved in. Then they leave, then the government takes over. And like, maybe like, what if there's like this secret group, man, that's like, they're under the ground. And that's why everybody that goes there, whether it be scientists or regular people, some people see blue orbs, some people see UFOs, some people see wolves, like some people have poltergeist activity. Like it's just all this different shit that they're seeing on Skinwalker Ranch. Like, what if there is like a group that like kind of controls some of this stuff? Like that would be wild. Way off the rails on this conversation. I apologize. I just thought about that.
Keep it going.
Wasn't there a killer unicorn in that movie?
Yeah,
Is that
dude.
the same movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had Thor in it. Yeah, yeah, that was an acid trip of a movie, man. That was wild. That's a crazy idea, man. Because I want to say something real quick. When I first jumped into this topic, when I had like that light switch flip on at the beginning of this year, like I said earlier, I only knew about the river part of Chris's story, Chris Bledsoe, and I'm not going to stay on him too much, but he doesn't even know this. When I first heard about like the lady and the other more paranormal type stuff, I was just like, okay, this is too out there. But then like I discovered Skinwalker Ranch, and I'm thinking, like if this kind of stuff, and I actually heard Lou Elizondo, I think, compare some activity that happens at the Bledsoes and Skinwalker on some podcast. But I mean, you think about like magic, not magic, science, like 1,000 years from now, it's going to look like magic. Seriously, the stuff we have now will look like magic to people, 100 years ago. It's dude,
I want to say one thing. Sorry, dude. I just got excited. The technology looking like magic. My wife's grandparents were here, and we were this past weekend, and I was showing them these LED, like these smart LED bulbs, and you can change like the color and all that stuff from your phone. And they were like, okay, well, that's magic. This is all right. What do you mean that the lights are smart? Are you kidding me? So, I mean, that's not that long. I mean, 20 years ago, they this Wi-Fi Bluetooth thing would not be. I mean, maybe 30 years. I'm old. Okay. Anyway, but I agree. I think by the next 50 years, technology is going to be indiscernible from magic. 100%, dude.
Yeah, I recently even gotten like sacred geometry. I'm sure y'all know a little bit about that. And actually, a friend of mine had this idea about, I don't know, have y'all ever seen videos where it's like these things can literally like materialize? I mean, it shouldn't make sense, but we had this thought, like what is it, like this, the sound with the sand, where the frequencies make like
cymatics.
Cymatics.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I couldn't remember what it's called. I mean, what if these things are so advanced they can like combine frequencies with sacred geometry and somehow like manifest? I mean, if that makes any sense, I just was kind of going in something in my head. You know, I mean, it's wild. You know, like some of the things that he thinks are possible of doing, especially whenever you think about Skinwalker. You know, stuff
Yeah,
really
dude.
shouldn't be possible.
The frequency, man, is dude, I think there's a lot to that. Not just to the fact of like materializing through frequency, but when you think about the fact that every single thing around you that you're looking at, your phone, your table, your floor, your everything, my mouse, my vape, everything has a certain vibratory frequency to it that makes it that thing, right? Wood has a vibratory frequency, like everything. And if you were to be able to change the frequency of that, your table will now become a chair, right? Because that's the frequency. So you being able to use those frequencies to somehow travel and or materialize, or we don't talk about very often, but dematerialize and go somewhere else, dude. I mean, you know, that's one thing that I think about all the time is like, whoa, they're able to like materialize maybe through frequency. And I go through this whole thing, but then I think like, I wonder what the dematerializing portion of that is like. You know, we always think about them showing up, but we never think about like them leaving and like what's happening at that moment. Like, you know, it's strange, but definitely frequency, everything. I think it's got a lot to do with it.
Yeah. I want to chip in. I mean, with welcome to the show's question, magic is deceiving the observer. So I feel like there has to be this symbiotic relationship between physically changing these frequencies and these vibrations, like you were saying, Joe, from a chair to a gelatin cake thing. You know, is it that fully, or could it be a little bit of both? Like we've talked about this a little bit. Like, can it have something to do with the sensor or the observer? You know, we talk about these UAPs, these FLIR video. They're all taken by these sensors that are created by the same people that are manufactured the same way, that work off of electricity, that work off these sensors, that the technology is kind of outdated at that point, or at this point. So I don't know, like Josh, what do you think? Like, could this technology be deceiving the observer? Is it?
I think it could. Yeah, I think I follow what you're saying. What is it like the split particle experiment? I think where they're literally whenever they're looking at the photons that are shooting, it's like a vibration, but whenever they're not looking at it, it's a particle. I don't know. I might have misheard some of what you said. Does that kind of
That's
fit
pretty
with what
much it. Yeah.
Split light experiment. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what it's called. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's quantum physics is really weird. Now, I was going to mention as well. I know I mentioned to y'all earlier. I got in a horrible car accident 11 years ago. I had a near-death experience. I've actually been hearing. I heard from MUFON that a lot of people who have these sightings, a near-death experience or something traumatic, is something that kind of relates to a lot of these people. And it's also like being artistic and we're musically gifted, and I play guitar and do art too, so I fit both those, and I feel like ADD is part of them as well. But so I'm so sorry, I got totally sidetracked there.
Like how this
sorry,
kind of dude, I think we're kind of talking about like people that have these experiences, whether or not they have always been interested in certain aspects, like physics or music or art. I feel like this brings that out in people that have experiences, whether they had this interest or not.
Yeah, I apologize. I got totally sidetracked there. That was my ADD kicking in right there. Definitely. But I was going to say I had that near-death experience. I had I was hit by a drunk driver and like in a coma for a week. Spent half a year in a wheelchair. I got into quantum physics like 11 years ago to kind of try to study the consciousness, mind over matter type stuff. Really helped me deal with my pain. And now I see it fitting together like a puzzle where me using that as like a coping mechanism has kind of helped me be able to accept this crazy, world of this phenomena that's happening right now. If that makes, sorry if that makes any sense.
Oh, for sure. Do you think, man, because I think this a lot, like, yeah, you had your near-death experience, And when that happened, man, you touched a realm that a lot of us don't get to touch. Maybe open some doors in your own mind. And not only that, but afterwards, you decided, hey, I kind of want to look into quantum physics. I want to start looking at this mind over matter stuff. You really start paying a lot of attention to your mind and your own self, like as consciousness, as like a real being. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us go around every day and we're just like, yep, we're a human being. I live here on earth. But like, it really takes that focus and that quieting yourself to realize like, man, I'm so much more than just, skin and bones. Right. And understanding that in your own head, maybe it flips a switch that allows you to then be able to observe some of this stuff, because where they're at is so much higher than whatever else we're doing down here. And it almost takes maybe a little bit of groundwork for you to like start opening up these channels in your head and start thinking, start switching your brain, your body onto a frequency to where y'all are actually connecting now on some sort of level that other people aren't connecting on. Right.
Right. Yeah. I'm so glad that you got the same opinion about it as I do. I know I'm only like a year into this, but I kind of got to the whole metaphysical side of it really quick, to be honest. Just because of what I was saying. But yeah, man, you said better than I could have, really. And I want to say something real quick about the dematerializing thing earlier. The orbs I've seen, 2 of them have flashed and literally just vanished. Like they came to an immediate stop underneath the clouds, which is how I know that they weren't shooting stars, and just flashed and they're gone, man. Like. I just want to say it before I forgot about the dematerializing. But man, like, yeah, you said that beautifully, man, about the frequency and everything.
Dude, can I interject Josh with a question?
No, dude, no.
So what do you? I got chills when you said that, Josh, because when you talk to enough people and you hear similar things, it's just so satisfying. Isn't even, there's not a word for it. It's like so exciting because it's like that another piece of the puzzle. It's a tiny piece to that puzzle, right? So I just love making these connections, and I just kind of want to. I don't want to lead you into this, but you did say flashing. Describe this flashing below the cloud line, if you can. I mean, it doesn't have to be like a paragraph, but like maybe describe that.
Yeah, definitely. First off, I didn't mention that the second orb I saw was actually on the night of my birthday. And the first one was exactly 2 weeks before that on a Saturday. And it was almost the exact same time too, which was kind of trippy to me, to be honest. They were both like right before 5 o'clock in the morning. But one, I'm sitting on the balcony, and I actually live in kind of like a busy part of Wilmington, not too far from the airport too, which is like even more shocking to me. But one comes over the top side of the balcony to my left, under the clouds, just an immediate stop. And I mean, the first one to flash, I shit you not, man. Like, it was so bright. It literally, I could see my peripherals where like the light shined on my clothing. It lit up my balcony. Dead serious, man. And this is going to sound a little weird, man, but I teared up. It blew my mind. It really did. It was just like something, and it was kind of beautiful to me. There was literally like a circular radius for like like a millisecond, but I could see the shine, just where like it vanished, and there's like a huge flash. And yeah, I got mad chills right now just telling you that, man.
Dude, I've got chills, dude. I can feel it, man.
The second one was over my right shoulder. It still flashed and vanished, but it wasn't near as bright as the first one for some reason. But man, I feel like it might have been the same one both times, man. They acted identical each time, man. It's it's wild, man. I want to ask y'all something real quick. Have y'all been into this your whole life? And if not, like whenever you first found out about it, did you have like a freak out stage? I mean, I've gotten past that, but whenever I first like hit this reality or stepped out of this, conscious matrix or whatever, there was like a couple weeks where I was like kind of paranoid, like freaked out, like it started to really bug me. I'm grateful I have a couple people like Chris Bledsoe, to reach out to and help me wrap my mind around this, and yeah, I wanted to know y'all's opinion on that though. Like if y'all really got paranoid or anything for a couple weeks.
Man, I think, our whole thing is like, hey, we've been into this like since we were kids. Like for whatever reason, you know, you just have that fascination. And I think like my earliest memories of like UFOs and like aliens and stuff totally freaked out. And I think my fascination just came from like the total freak out of it. And then just kind of the more you learn, the more you understand, like it doesn't by any means get less freaky, right? But it you have some options that, you know, you open some doors and you really like understand as best as you can, right? Like it's almost like, okay, I'm scared of spiders, right? I don't like spiders, but I never really decided to like look into it or study spiders. And if I did, I'd probably be a lot less freaked out about spiders. Does that mean that they don't have fangs and 8 legs and are all hairy and creepy? No, not at all. They're still creepy, but now I just understand the spider and what it's doing. So it's you know, and I couldn't really tell you like when I decided like, oh, okay, I'm not really scared of this anymore, or like when I'm not freaked out about it, because I'm talking like, you know, my whole story is I saw my mom watching Fire in the Sky when I was a little kid, and like I poked my head out and I saw, you know, some of the movie and it freaked me out. So ever since then, dude, that's where the fear came from. But that's kind of also where the obsession came from too. But yeah, I couldn't pinpoint it. But it's definitely been something that I've been into since I was a kid, for sure.
Dude, I'll add to that, Joe. Like, dude, I mean, Josh, I don't know if you know this, but me and Joe went to we grew up in the same town. Yeah. So like we have a lot of similar experiences further down the line. But I just want to say that, Joe, you said something about you see a spider. You've never seen a spider before. You want to learn about spiders. Never have I seen a bug that I've never. So I've seen a few bugs that I've never seen in real life. And once I see them, it's like, or like a stick bug. I've never, like a few years back, I saw a stick bug for the first time. I didn't leave that experience interested in quantum physics and battery technology and like magnetic fields and magnetic geometry fields. That didn't happen. Okay. But the experiences that I had, I left those experiences with this sense of, dude, there's more. And these are the clues. Follow the trail, bro, and you'll figure it out. And it doesn't matter if you find out what the actual answer is, but the journey is that's the important part. Just keep doing it. Just be curious. I've never experienced anything other, you know, it's just so it's hard to describe, dude.
You know, I'm reading through some of these comments, and Joshua, now that you've kind of had your own experiences, kind of, you know, seeing some of this stuff and having an emotional reaction to it, do you ever wonder, like I'm looking at one of the comments right now, and it says, the ET phenomena really still freaks me out, right? And justifiably so. I get it. And they say, why are they here? What are they doing? Why did they pull me out of bed at 3 a.m.? You know what I'm saying? People have those experiences, man. And, you know, it doesn't sound like it's something that you've experienced. It's nothing that I've experienced, but there's a lot of them out there. Do you feel like there's a difference between the stuff that like we're kind of like visually experiencing, and then people are having like these really physical kind of experiences?
Man, I feel like it's all connected in some way that we can't even wrap our head around, to be honest, man. Like I'm sure, you know, there may be malevolent ones out there, but you know, there has to be ones that aren't so bad either, and ones that are trying to help us, you know. I mean, people talk about look at the evidence, man. Whenever you really look at it, like it became like embarrassingly evident, like that these things had been here way longer than us probably, you know. And I think if they would wanted us all dead, they would have done, you know, did it by now. As far as like getting yanked out of bed at night, that is a little freaky, man. But I've also heard about people who said that, you know, they might have been healed or something, where they thought it was something traumatic at first. I think who's the guy that they Fire in the Sky? Travis Walton.
Walton, yeah.
His name? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just actually just listened to something where he said he's not like really happy with the way the movie turned out now, because now he looks at it as like a kind of a positive experience. I don't know all the details about it.
Yeah.
But you know, he changed about the whole situation. But I mean, there could be evil ones out there. You know, I hear stuff about the reptilian crap. I try to stay away from that. You know, it might be real. You know, who knows? Or maybe it's like partially true. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the thing is kind of like a metaphor. I have no idea. You know, it's bizarre. You know, I
You know,
know that there is a phenomenon. I don't know all the details.
Melinda Leslie said something that has like stuck in my head like a permanent imprint, and she described it in a very interesting way. She's like, you know, you have these experiences, they're extremely traumatic, and later on, you know, down the road, you might feel differently about it. She said it would be like if you got knocked out, right? If you had bad teeth, right? You got knocked out and you went to the dentist and they did everything in your mouth. Like they pulled and fixed every tooth in your mouth. When you woke up, that's going to be pretty traumatic, right? Your whole entire mouth, like at one time, dude, like it's going to freak you out. You're going to be in pain. Like it's going to hurt, but damn, they fixed you, right? It wasn't how you wanted it, or it wasn't perfect, but it fixed
especially
you.
if you like didn't know what a dentist was, or you know, you got no idea what they're doing. You know, like they got me like, that could be traumatizing, man. You know, it's wild, man. It really is. You got me thinking about what you said earlier about like being hooked on this. Like, man, I think there's like this fascination with the unknown, and perhaps it could really tell us more about our origin or about like the real history, you know, of whatever's going on this planet. I don't know if y'all are like, man, but like even before I knew this was real, I could always tell something was off with reality, if that makes sense. Like just a lot of things and like anomalies and, you know, history and the pyramids are like a major one. Like, you know, how are they even contacting each other? And these things are so mathematically precise, you know, it's to me, it's kind of silly to think that people made those by themselves, you know, way back then, that precise. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And now, like, I even heard they might be finding one on Antarctica, or, you know, that might not be true. I need to look more into that.
The pyramids in Antarctica.
We gotta go. We gotta go. Dude.
Let's pack our shit, dude.
We gotta go, dude. I don't have enough warm clothes.
You know what's crazy, dude? Like if you just like packed up, like if you had a boat, dude, and you just packed your shit and like went, like how far to Antarctica do you think you could make it before somebody stopped you?
Yeah, seriously. Like there's like a limit, right? There can't be like there's some kind of patrol.
Apparently it's pretty guarded. It's like pretty guarded down there. And you think like, why is this so guarded? I mean, they're obviously doing like science stuff, you know, there's a lot of the military stuff down there. Like who knows, man? But like you would think of Antarctica as like, yeah, let's just fucking go. Who's gonna stop you? It's Antarctica. But like, how far do you think you could go before somebody was like, nope, turn around, go the other way? No.
Is it true there's like a big, like a wall, like Game of Thrones type shit, like an ice wall or something? Dude, I got a friend that's a flat earther, man. I can't buy it, man. I mean, then again, I never thought UFOs would be real, so I guess anything's possible. I can't do the flat earth thing, but he tells me like there's a wall there and it's stopping, you know, it's I guess like some Game of Thrones type stuff or something, and that's, you know, like the barrier. But I mean, if there really is a wall, that's still wild either way, you know.
I would be willing to believe hollow earth before I would believe flat earth, right?
Yeah.
And that's only because an admiral wrote in a journal about everything he saw as he went into a hollow earth. Like an admiral of the United States military wrote in a journal while flying through a fucking airplane and was like, "Oh shit, I see a forest below me."
He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy. He's a smart guy.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought it was a fantasy. I just heard about that not too long ago. That's wild, man.
Yeah, there was an actual expedition to Antarctica, and when they got there, Admiral Byrd. When they got there, they went on this mission, and he actually flew and said that at one point he noticed that there was like greenery below him, and he was wondering why there was greenery below him. And he writes it in his log. He writes what time it was. He writes about like, you know, him flying through, and all of a sudden he sees this building that looked like it may have been made out of crystal. And once again, I have to say the admiral flying this airplane says, "Hey, you know, here's this crystal building I'm observing right now. It's, you know," then all of a sudden he logs in his little log. It seems like the plane has lost all control. I have no control of the plane. Whatever this is down there is guiding me in. These things guide his plane in and land and talk to him. And Admiral.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like what do these things look like? Were they entities? Somehow you said they guided him in. Like what exactly was it they guided him in?
So there, I guess nobody knows. Nobody knows what guided him in. He just said whatever energy it was that they were using, it was almost like a tractor beam. It just grabbed him and it guided him to the ground and landed safely all on its own. He had no control of the plane.
Yeah,
Dude,
like
that's
at one
wild.
point there was like 2 ships and one had tractor beamed it. Like, I mean, these are all terms, right? That we just made up. We don't, yeah. But like he
We got
looks
some
down and at some point it was snow and at some point it was completely beautiful forests and mountains and waterfalls. And he's like, obviously a smart dude. He was an admiral pilot. Like the U.S. military doesn't just let any dude fly the most expensive equipment. Yeah, that would be dumb to let just anybody do that. So
Yeah.
again,
I
it
want
comes full circle with like, sorry, Josh.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, like, it comes full circle where, you know, Admiral Byrd back in the day, we're now seeing his testimony as something maybe to look at again now that we're taking other pilots' testimonies more seriously nowadays.
Yeah, who knows? Like maybe that's where Bermuda Triangle takes people, man. I mean, who knows? That's it, man. That's wild. I wrote that guy down. I'm gonna have to look that up, man. That's,
Yeah.
I think that
I wonder if he thought he was like maybe hallucinating for a second. You know, like the air was thin. He's like, man, I'm tripping balls, man, and you know, realize it's really happening. That's a wild story, man. I'm gonna definitely check that out.
Yeah, they
Is that what he
took
got
it
down there for the journey to the center of the earth? Sorry, I got a lag on here.
It's kind of like that, dude. That's almost exactly what it is, Journey to the Center of the Earth type shit. But like, yeah, he had an entire fleet with him. They gave him an entire fleet. An entire fleet went down there. And I can't remember if it was the first time or the second time, but they basically turned around and fucking came back, and they were like, there was stuff flying at us, and we couldn't do anything about it. There was craft that were flying around that would basically just decimate the entire fleet. So they turned around and came home. They weren't even trying to mess with it.
Yeah, guns down, tails tucked. Yeah.
Crazy. Didn't Hitler have some kind of like expedition to Antarctica or some? I'm just theorizing in my head now, but
Allegedly.
he did.
Yeah, alleged. When they right before defeat, some of them went to Antarctica, and I believe some of them also went to Argentina or Brazil, and that's where they kind of set up base camp. So like, you know, if you're getting into the theory, the whole theory of it, it's like, oh, the Nazis weren't actually defeated. The Nazis were actually, you know, all their scientists, like Project Paperclip, when you're talking about the Russian scientists and the German scientists after World War II, you know, we basically brought the brains over to the United States, and the rest of them went to other places to continue the mission. So whether we defeated the Nazis is just propaganda or like it really did happen. Either way, that's not a thing over in Europe anymore. Now it's somewhere else. Could it be Antarctica where nobody can go? Could it be Antarctica where like we've tried to go and all of a sudden these saucer things are chasing us out of there? You know, we know of like the Wonder Weapon, the Wunderwaffen, you know what I'm saying? And like these Bell craft that the Nazis had, they were definitely way more advanced than anybody else. The only reason we were actually able to defeat them was because of our industrial might and being able to throw so much at them at one time that they weren't able to progress fast enough with this technology. They just didn't have enough of it to do anything about it. But I would be willing to bet that that technology definitely survived. We probably have some of it, and we're probably worried about some of it we don't have.
Yeah, Nazis got us to the moon, didn't they?
It's just Werner von Braun, right? He's the guy who like basically invented the rocket.
He was besties with Walt Disney.
They were, the Russians. I mean, the Russians did everything, dude. The first woman, the first dog, the first black guy, the first satellite, the first everything, you know? So, I mean, those guys, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah, well, that's Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know how we got on the subject of Nazis, but it's interesting talking to y'all. Man, I could talk to y'all guys for hours, man. Seriously. Um, before I forget, man, can I change subjects a little bit and ask y'all?
Absolutely.
That means a lot to me because it's become so common and like they're so surreal sometimes. It's like it doesn't even surprise me whenever early on I was having crazy synchronicities that would. So I mean, some of them I actually call it a premonition. I mean, I need to give y'all an example. I think I sent an email. I swear to God, on every family member I have, this happened, man. I had a dream of this girl I went to high school with, hadn't seen in 7 or 8 years, and I run into the girl at a gas station the very next day, man. It tripped me out, and MUFON actually contacted me and said that some people who have experiences like this, you know, they get better intuition or you know, like more common synchronicities. Like, what's y'all's opinion on that?
I think there's definitely a connection, man.
Something to it.
When people have these experiences, they tend to either notice psychic abilities that they have already had and just found access to them, or they, you know, it seems like their psychic abilities seem to heighten after they have an experience. Some to different degree. We know a guy that can feel them when they when they show up. He knows when they're there. You know what I'm
Like,
saying?
it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, and then we know people that are just like, yeah, I had a dream, and then I met that person at a gas station, right? So there's definitely different levels, and I think it affects everybody differently. You know, I saw this thing fly over my house and then just disappear out of nowhere. I'm still dumb as a rock, so nothing happened to me, right? Like, but it affects people in different ways for sure.
It's in my like you were saying earlier, my curiosity just went like through the roof, man. I mean, dude, like I'm spending my free time studying things like, you know, theology and history and quantum physics and, you know, like stuff I did here and there before, but now it's like I'm obsessed with it, man. And I don't know, it's like this hunger for knowledge, I guess, that I really wish I had back in high school, man. But no, it's yeah, it's really incredible, man. I think the synchronicities, man, it's like, you know, if you want to call God the universe, I know some people think that's cheesy. You know, it's like the universe like winking at you, kind of like we're giving you breadcrumbs to a brighter future. And I want to say I need to thank Chris Bledsoe, senior, right now for telling me this. He told me to pay attention to the synchronicities, and the more I do, the more I'll see them. And man, I can't tell you how true that is. It really is. If you really follow this and you believe it, I think it's key, like really to, you know, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you know, whatever your journey is, it's key to it, if that makes sense, you know?
I like the way you say that the universe is winking at you, dude, because it's like, there's no giblets behind that. There's no like, hey, you're doing something right or you're doing something wrong. It's just saying like, on the right track. Or I don't know, maybe that's more positive. Like, oh, you are on the right track. But these synchronicities, dude, like numbers. I don't know how much numbers come up for you.
Yeah, 11, all the time.
So that's a common one. How about 333? Does that pop up at all for you?
Yeah, I just seen it on a license plate yesterday, actually. I noticed it anytime they're consecutive and then a license plate. I just saw that one yesterday.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that you even like were able to, I mean,
right before y'all even started talking about that, Thurston posted 111-333-999.
Oh my God.
Literally right before y'all started talking about it.
Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy. Did not swear to God, didn't see that. Well, I'll give you this one more. Joe and I was Joe's lead singer in the band. we like to say it like that. I was Joe's singer. Everybody's like Joe. Everybody's like, oh yeah, somebody so and so is my bass player. It's like I was Joe's singer in his band.
My singer.
Yeah. Well, we had this song, and the lyrics are, "It's 3:33 in the morning." You remember that song, right?
Oh yeah.
Wiser. And dude, my daughter was born at 3:33 a.m.
Oh, that's wild, man.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. I thought that was fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's kind of fun. It's like there's nothing to be taken from that other than like the universe saying, hey, this is cool. Hey, you know,
Like you're seeing the effects of your ripples, yeah, like the ripples you're putting in.
it's like,
in time.
hey,
Yeah, dude. It's right. It's wild because it's almost like you're you're not doing anything, but you're almost affecting your own reality to a point.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. Have y'all seen that show? It's gonna make sense in just a second if y'all have seen it. Have y'all seen that show WandaVision? It's
Yeah, dude.
yes.
I had this this wild thought yesterday, like when we're going through time. That's kind of like what we're doing. We got this bubble, and everybody who's like within our vicinity of our life, they're like affected. Like I kind of pictured like energy, not like the little town that is in the movie, but like us going through the time stream, kind of like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just like whatever energy is around us is going to be affected us and by us in some kind of way, whether we're making a small decision or setting a big event in motion that we're not even aware of. We're manipulating that reality around us, and it's like y'all going through 2 time streams that were connected before I got on here with y'all, and then now mine's kind of like interweaving with y'all. So if that makes sense. I'm sorry, I get these thoughts in my head sometimes, and I can go on with them.
Dude, I love it. That's what this show is all about. Terry
Yeah,
Hall says your brain is a quantum computer. What do y'all think about
I
that?
believe it.
Oh man, talking about me or everybody?
Anybody?
Everybody. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, I think that's why we only use such a small percent of it. God, we'd be like Scarlett Johansson, that crazy ass movie, Lucy or whatever, man.
Right.
Yeah, make 11 finger or fingers grow on the backside of your hand or whatever else. I keep, every time I try to picture a movie, man, you got that cabin movie stuck in my head, man. I want to let you know that it's probably going to be stuck in my head for like a week now. I can feel it all.
Yeah, what was that movie, Joe?
I think it's called Cabin in the Woods, and it's almost like a spoof off of like just like every horror movie, old school horror movie ever made, right?
It's like
some horny teenagers go to a cabin. That's kind of the whole point of the thing, right? And then it's supposed to also like be a play on like in the horror movie industry, like there's always a huge competition between like Japan and like the United States, and like so every year everybody's competing to who has the best horror movie, and like in the movie itself, it's like all over the world, like they're competing to see who accomplishes the goal first of like getting all 5 people murdered to satisfy the rulers of the world or whatever,
I forgot about that whole twist of it, man. That was a wild movie, man. That's so much happened towards the final act of that movie. It was just okay.
So what I
release my drink, man. Like really.
Yeah.
What I have seen Cabin in the Woods, it's been so fucking long. I do remember that it was kind of not piggybacking, dude, because I remember it being so great. But like Scary Movie, right, was the first of these parody movies that took all these horror movies and made it fun and lighthearted and like hilarious, like fart jokes and just repeating stuff till it was like dead and then it was funny again, right? Like but Cabin in the Woods was like this resurgence of that idea, this parody. And I don't remember the gas thing that you mentioned earlier. I gotta watch that movie again, dude.
Yeah, watch it again.
Ooh,
watch it again. It'll like, especially like if you're into this kind of stuff, like if you watch it again, you're like, holy crap, that's hilarious, right? Like this is somebody knows what they're talking about, or somebody knows like what they're doing. Somebody's definitely into like the understanding and the research of all this stuff to like make a cool movie like that. It was a really cool movie. I really appreciated it. Definitely not like top tier horror movie by any means, but entertaining just because of like all the the little nuggets that they give you, all the little Easter eggs that are in there. Like, and it's just one of those, if you understand, you understand type things. But yeah, it's a good one.
Hell
dude.
Yeah.
Josh, I wanted to ask you, man, there's a part of your story that I find is pretty important. And I think we kind of just glossed over it, but I think it's important for for everybody that's going through this. Your experience, right? You actually started getting into this about a year ago, right? But your experience happened what, 5-6 years ago?
Yeah. I just I don't know, it's so weird that I even now I look back on it, man, it's so bizarre that I did it, because I know that there's nothing that explains something being able to sit still in one spot and, you know, cut like a curve turn and literally shoot off so fast it looked like it vanished. But that was just, UFOs were like as real as the tooth fairy to me. And that's just because of the stigma, you know, they put on it for so long now. It's like I literally was in denial. And I mentioned something to y'all, you know, before we got on air earlier, like how y'all feel about the people who are stuck in this world, you know, like this matrix, you know, like the people who, I don't know, like sometimes I want to just wake people up, but then sometimes I'm like, man, like they might be better off not knowing. It's kind of like, if I have mixed opinions on it, you know, I don't feel like everybody's going to handle it the same, and people are going to have to come about it their own way. But the whole stigma thing, like, and the disinformation crap, which I just learned about a lot of that, you know, about halfway through this year. I can understand why people want the right information to get out there.
Yeah.
But just like, yeah, that's why, like, the whole taking it, you know, serious with the Pentagon, you know, like admitting it, you know, is real. That was really big. But there's got to be a way to get to like the casual person, you know, the person who still is like in denial, even though, you know, the government's admitted this is real. Because there's a lot of them, man. It's, you know, a whole lot, really.
Yeah, for sure, man. I definitely understand, you know, and it's weird because I talk to people, I wouldn't say every day. I'm not just like, hey, you want to talk about aliens with me? Like every day I go out somewhere and just start talking about aliens. I do, but I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, but that's kind of how you start to wake some of these people up a little bit. And whether or not it's your job or not, it's a fascinating subject to me. So if you're around me, more than likely I'm going to talk about it a little bit, and I can kind of read your vibe if you're into it or not. But
oh yeah, definitely. Man, I said the same thing to my coworker yesterday. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I know exactly what you mean, that vibe, man. Dude, I called somebody out and they didn't even mention the word UFO. And I said, hey, man, what do you think about this UFO stuff? And he's like, oh, I've always believed it. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but
no.
Yeah, I feel it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, man. I mean, I think everybody in this chat room or that's listening to this show understands that feeling of like, and it's so weird because like sometimes people will actively be like, hey, how's the podcast going and the UFO stuff, and like I'll be like, oh, it's going good, and as soon as I start talking about it, I see that their brain immediately switches off and they're like looking off in the direction, and you're like, well, why'd you even ask me? I had like an hour and a half worth of shit to tell you, and like I guess we'll just move on from that really quick, you know. But
cancel my plans.
yeah, man. How do you feel? I know you said that you're doing a lot of catch up, and as you get into this catch up, you're going. Sorry, my dog. I have these 3 little aliens over here, and my dog just turned one of them on.
I was about to say, dude.
I was like, "What the hell is going on?" But that's my little Gizmo down there. He's saying what's up. But yeah, I was gonna say, as you're going through this catch up, man, you're going to run into some stuff that you're going to be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does it make you feel kind of like being a little new to the subject? And like your breakout to the whole thing was kind of this government release stuff. But maybe knowing prior to this release, the same exact people that released this stuff were the same people who made you feel like it was stupid in the first place. How does that make you feel, like kind of as a newbie? You're like, oh shit, I was turned on by this, but now knowing, damn, those people made us all feel stupid for 70 plus years at the same time, you know?
And now even the report, it only mentioned like a couple of years before. I think like almost everyone that 140 something were within like a couple of years before then. Except what about the 70 plus years before that? But yeah, to answer your question though, I do want to say, like I said earlier, I always felt like something was a little off. Just, man, I mean, literally my whole life. I remember seeing the was the Inca Lines, like, you know, years back, way before I believed in this. And, you know, like I'm thinking, you know, why is that what they're called? The Inca Lines?
The Nazca Lines?
The Nazca Lines, yeah, sorry. you know, I'm
Ancient
thinking,
alien.
why are they doing this? You know, like, why are they building these things? You know, people can't see them unless they're way up there. And then there's this city that's like literally carved into a mountain. You know, it's supposed to be from, you know, thousands and thousands of years. I cannot remember the name of that. Are y'all aware of what I'm talking about?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
literally like it's carved into a damn mountain. I mean, and it's like
Yeah.
complex stuff. You know, I can never wrap my head around, you know, ancient civilizations, you know, doing that unless they had some kind of technology back then that, you know, humanity forgot about, or they were just doing, you know, like cult magic type. You know, I mean, I don't know. There was always something else. So like whenever like this kind of like clicked for me, a lot of things started to make sense. But like I mentioned earlier, I did get really paranoid for a couple weeks, and the whole extra dimensional part of it, which I really believe, that kind of makes it a little more believable to me. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Because yeah, just yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. I think y'all know what I mean whenever I say that.
Yeah.
I do. I want to elaborate. Just, I mean, we can be as cryptic as we want, but I think we all understand that feeling of there's this level of paranoia that we kind of go through where like we have this realization that shit, man, I know I'm not alone, but I can't talk about it in detail with a lot of people, and it's kind of isolating. You know, you have your online community, but it's like you can choose to go down that path of paranoia, Jesus. But you could also choose to be like, hey, as long as it's not hurting anybody, why do I need to be paranoid about this whole thing? Like, I don't know. It's like telling somebody, hey, that doesn't hurt. Just pretend it doesn't hurt, you know? But at the same time, a lot of people can kind of get through stuff as long as they know that they're not alone, and that is enough, if that makes sense. Where yeah.
I don't know. This whole subject is just really it's really bizarre. But I wanted to say something that Chris Bledsoe. Yeah, a lot of people do know like about it. Chris Jr. has told me about, you know, these beings that he saw. Which I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but the beings in the glass skin, that was more like a containment suit for these smaller light beings. He said he found out later.
Yeah.
And I'm getting some. Yeah, and he said something about like they had to reach an age of like I think 700 years of maturity before they could, I guess, be in this frequency without that containment suit type thing. So yeah, it wasn't really actually glass skin. And yeah, I heard that from Chris Jr. I think Chris Sr. said it on a podcast too. But what I was getting at is like if these things are like pure energy or like light, like who knows, maybe like that's like the highest step, and that's like what we really are, and these like bodies are kind of like avatars or something, or you know, like that's the highest state that we're going to get to, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'm glad I didn't lose y'all there.
Yeah, no,
I'm just like processing that. That's really awesome.
The whole story surrounding the Bledsoe family is absolutely incredible. And every time I hear one of them talk, or like I hear another story on that family, man, there's always something new that pops up, and there's a reason for that, right? I mean, they were, you know, people have tried to shut them up for a long time, and I think, you know, enough time has passed now to where like the family's probably a little more comfortable with opening up and like, you know, starting to talk a little bit. But you know, that's that family's got some shit going on for sure. You know, it's
crazy. I mean, look at all the evidence and the people like that actually support them. I thought it was too out there to believe at first, man. But I mean, dude, go just look at some of his pictures on his Facebook, man. He's got pictures with like, you know, like people. Like, why would he be so interested in if he's making stuff up? And it's like, subjective. I get that it's subjective. You know, like he thinks they're angels, and I think it could be something angelic, or you know, like we were saying earlier, like all of the above somehow. You know, but yeah, definitely. I want to say real quick, and I got permission from Chris Senior to say this. He and I kind of have this thought too. He told me that he believes I started seeing these orbs again actually because I had reached out to him and Chris Jr. and I was talking to them. I got back in touch with them, and I thought about it a little heavier than that. Whenever I saw my first orb, that was around the time that I was hanging out with Chris Jr. back then, Chris Bledsoe Jr. I wasn't with him that very night, but I was associating with them. So I mean, who knows? There could be a connection there. I have no idea. I was just speculating with that. But the fact that I'm seeing them and he's sending me videos, I can't get them on video. I don't know if y'all have heard, it's really hard to get these orbs on video. I'm trying. It really is. He told me that he tried a couple of his phones. Yeah, sorry, I'm not going to ramble on too much more with that, but it's bizarre. Yeah, it really is. If I get one on video, I'll be all first. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think there's definitely some sort of connection there, man. Whenever you start interacting with some of these, abductees, right? I mean, we're just going ahead and say it. When you start interacting with these abductees, man, they have a something about them, right? And a lot of people call them antennas, right? They're now these antennas. Ben and I, we were in the process of filming this documentary, and we start interacting with this guy that we're filming the documentary with more and more. We're talking to him all the time, and right as soon as we get ready to head out to go visit him, boom, Ben and I have this experience. And it's all, dude, I don't think it's us. You know what I'm saying? I think it's him that's making this stuff happen and allowing us to see it almost, So, when Chris, says that, like, hey, maybe you're seeing this stuff because, you're talking to me, right?
Yeah.
Like I totally believe that, right?
They're trying, whoever this is trying to check out who Josh is. Like, hey, is he cool?
Maybe. Yeah, you could be right. I don't know. I kind of feel like I've at least maybe had like an ancestor, like somebody watching over me even before that, because of some weird stuff that doesn't relate to the UFOs, but like maybe that could have triggered it to get more active or something, exactly like you were saying.
Yeah.
I didn't mention this earlier, but that car accident that I got into, I was on the subject of synchronicities earlier. I don't even know if I put this in the email to y'all, but right before I got hit by this drunk driver, this is the craziest thing. I was kind of a somewhat atheist before then. I just didn't know what to believe. I don't think I've ever done this in my entire life. I put both my feet out the passenger window, like just kind of leaned the seat back. This truck hit us head on, and the glove compartment was pushed all the way up against me. They thought I'd actually pulled my legs up because I seen the truck coming. And I mean, I put my feet out the window of this car we were in like minutes, if not seconds, before we got hit. And like I said, I don't think I've ever done this in my life. So, that right there, I mean, literally, when I said the glove compartment was up against me, I mean, like the car was like a smash can. It was pressed all up against me, and my legs have been totally crushed. And there's some other weird synchronicities to add to this car accident. One of them I'm gonna leave alone actually, because I don't want to put a person's name out there. But the man who hits me, this is made right here, and I can actually prove this today. Didn't live here at the time, but the man who actually almost killed me today lives across the street from my mother. It's fucking
shit.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. It's it's crazy.
Yeah.
I talked to a recruiter for the military. Me and my best friend did, not even an hour before we got hit by the drunk driver. We were supposed to go to his office the very next day. This wasn't even like a couple months after I graduated high school. I do have like a belief that's more personal for me, but I do believe that like we all have like, call it a guardian angel, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. And that's exactly right, man. Especially when you're dealing with this topic. It's like whatever you want to call it, right? Whatever you identify with. Because people identify with it in so many different ways. We can't, it's hard to pigeonhole it until we know, right? I mean,
right.
And I'm just speaking. I'm speaking for pretty much me alone, right? Everybody else has their opinions. There will be people in this chat room that are like, nope, they're gray, right?
Yeah,
and then there will be other people like the Bledsoes that are like, yep, I think they're angelic, right? And that's the belief, dude. Like, and you can't change that belief. So I have no skin in the game, right? Other than seeing some weird shit over my house and like occasionally a couple like strange things in the sky. But man, like the whole like actually interacting and like meeting them, like that takes it to a whole new level. And so who knows?
I kind of want to interject here. I would like to just
No, dude.
say, no, dude, no, you're not allowed. Wait, is it
Sorry.
actually? It's
No,
Joe?
you're good.
Joe?
You're good.
Thank you.
Proceed.
I think we all got in the same room with these differentiating stories and kind of went over those details. I think that there's not a lot of division when you really get down to the root of it. I think like the nuts and bolts, right? There's like this weird thing, like, oh, did you see metal? Did you physically, or did you feel something? There's like, why is there a divide? Why does it have to be one or the other? I think if we all got into the same room and just like, you know, drink a couple bottles of wine together and hang out and told stories, like I think we kind of come to the same conclusion.
You know, we have a good friend, and she told us, she was like, I just want you to know that you're not here by accident. You're here for a reason. And if you've experienced anything at all, more than likely you're part of the tribe. And that's why you're here. Right? Because I mean, you don't just, I mean, is this something that you're just like, hey, aliens, whoop-de-doo, right? I mean, for me, my whole life, I feel like maybe that was me, right? But then you start talking to people that have been dealing with this their whole life, and they're like, yeah, dude, you're not here on accident, dude. Like, there's a plan. Like, you're supposed to be here at this time doing exactly what you're doing.
I definitely believe that. And I didn't mean to go like off on the whole spiritual thing too much. Like I said earlier,
no worries.
I want to say consciousness instead of spirit. You know, it's all energy, no matter what. I didn't say this earlier because I didn't want to get like super, like sunshine and rainbows and shit. But I gotta tell y'all the truth, man. Whenever I seen the second orb, I didn't do like a C5 meditation or anything like that. But I actually closed my head for a minute. I was kind of thinking about just giving up this whole topic, but I knew that it was still gonna bug me. And I actually asked for a sign, and it wasn't even 10 minutes after I opened my eyes that I saw that second orb. So man, that's why I'm so adamant on the metaphysical, aspect of this. That was like proof to me, man. It just, I can't look at it any other way, And I know I said earlier I've been spending this past year playing catch up, but I'll be honest, man, I've been on this, like just digging. There's so many layers to it, man. It's wild. It's like the more you know, the less you know, really.
Yep, 100%, dude.
So I got a question, Josh. That second experience where you did mention in your our conversation like previous, you didn't do any kind of CE5 meditation and stuff. Although I mean, dude, I'm totally open to that. But you didn't do any of that stuff, and it manifested in a way that was substantial to you. So I guess like my question is, were you planning on like documenting this experience at all? Like, what were your intentions? Just like, hey, it's just for me, or I want to get this on video.
That's crazy. You said the thing about the CE5. I actually before I seen the very first one, I didn't do the C5 thing or use the app. And if people want to use that and it helps them, that's, if it works for you, it does. But I just watched that movie right before the first one that I saw. That was it Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind.
Yeah.
And that kind of like, I had already had those thoughts in my head. I don't know, that thinking that, it was metaphysical. Just, I don't know. It was like, just something that like I had a gut feeling, I guess. And then when I watched this movie, I'm thinking, if this is real, then like all, it just like the whole spooky action at a distance where, all points of space-time are connected or something like that. I feel like I'm trying not to get lost. I don't see it like as they're reading our mind or anything, more like our body's kind of like a radio tower. And, we send out this frequency and maybe they can tune into it somehow. If that makes sense, Sorry. Yeah. Sometimes I can myself, my brain just starts going on overload, to be honest, especially with this subject.
You have to, though. You have to,
I'm lucky enough. I have ADD as well, and Joe keeps me on track. So he'll keep both of us on track, dude.
I think I have something undiagnosed. with me. I probably
Yeah.
have some form of something.
Yeah, extreme awesome beard syndrome.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh.
Definitely. If I could grow one like that, I definitely would, man. And I would let it flow. I sure would, man. It's very, very admirable.
You know, when I was 15, I just stopped shaving.
Oh man!
As soon as Coach Holt said, "Hey, brother, you need."
So
Sorry.
this grow, man. You never cut it not once, man.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, where do you get your beard trimmed, by the way, Joe?
Well, I have an actual beard trimmer, unlike some people I know. But you know where Ben gets his beard trimmed, right? I don't even know where it's at. God damn it.
I don't have mine either. It's fine.
The Manscaped 4.0. It's for your balls unless you're Ben and you use it on your face.
But I got a different one, dude.
Manscaped.com.
I got a different one.
You've got the Peter Griffin chin, dude. You've got balls on your chin. Right?
Does it work good on your face, man? Some people might really be curious about that. I mean,
It does work on your face. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Truth be told, Ben has an extra, and he uses that for his beard. Yeah. And he also sprays the ball toner on his face. So
honestly, look, I looked through the contract. It didn't say anything about misusing their product. It works, man. I get razor burn on my neck, dude. What's the difference between my ball sack and my neck, dude? It's the same sensitivity. Feels great. It smells good.
My neck has definitely not been in the same areas that my ball sack has been in. So, I mean, there's one difference.
You never do the scarf technique?
Here, back up on my neck, please. Oh, dude.
Hey, can I add something real quick, man?
Yes.
I thought it was so hilarious. Y'all showed Lou Elizondo took parts in Academy or what? Oh man, y'all legends, man. That was awesome, man.
Could you believe we actually showed that shit?
Oh man.
I was like, Joe, can we really do it was just a joke. It's still just a joke.
Dude, I mean, he still hasn't agreed to be part of the team, but I mean, we all know he wants to. It's just, with his his government stuff, and they probably won't allow him.
Yeah. He's a big deal.
He's a big deal, right?
Or he's already on the team under a different name.
Oh shit! So Joshua, dude,
sorry,
you've seen a physical craft as well, right?
Oh, man. I was actually debating even bringing this up because it's so fucking bonkers. I'll be honest, man. This is the one sighting I had that actually had my heart pounding out my chest. Like, it literally freaked me out, man. But I was really just thinking about not even saying this because I know there's gonna be some people who are gonna be like, "Oh man,
it's totally up to you, dude. You don't have to talk about it. It's no pressure. But yeah, it's totally up to you, dude. I just figured I'd ask.
No, I'm gonna take that as a synchronistic sign, man. I'm gonna go ahead and say maybe somebody else has seen the same thing. So, actually, I thought I had a picture of it. I drew a picture and sent this to MUFON, and
send me a photo, dude. You mentioned that, and I did not follow up. So, I mean, if you want to email it,
I'm actually a really good artist. My hands were actually shaking whenever I drew it. I drew it with a marker and a notebook. Piece of paper. This thing literally, it was like a crescent shaped, like a crescent moon. It looked kind of like it was on the side, like it was vertical. I mean, a big crescent moon in the sky. And what was bizarre and freaking me out, man, it's like it was transparent or cloaked or something, but it had like a foggy surface. And I know this sounds bizarre, man, but dude, I watched this thing for like 3 or 4 seconds. I saw the top of it, this thing is literally going over the houses, in a busy area of Wilmington. I see the top of it. I'm like, what the hell is that? There's no clouds. There's no wind to even be carrying a gust. And I stand up and I immediately drop my phone and my heart's pounding right now, telling y'all about it. I'm serious. My heart was pounding. I didn't feel scared I thought it was going to hurt me, but just seeing something that big and it was so crazy because one of the few people I have actually talked to about this, I had just told him that day I was ready to see my first craft, and then this weird crazy thing happens, man.
So it's almost like you accepted it for yourself, and You see, explain it, or I guess if you can, dude, like how big was this thing?
Dude, this thing is big. I mean, dude, it's like the size of a house, like a regular average house. I mean, it didn't even look like it was a mile, 5 miles away from the house. And that was what was so crazy. It's like gliding right over like some of these apartments, man. And I mean, the shape. I'll send you all a picture. I gotta find a notebook paper. It's somewhere in here.
We'll
It's
do it
literally
later.
crescent shape, but I mean, it was perfect. It's not like, it was like all, wavy everywhere. No, like this was a perfect crescent shape. And it's like it just glided in for a few seconds. I'm dead serious, man. My heart is pounding out my chest right now just talking about it. It's the most fascinating thing I've ever seen in my life, but it just glided. I mean, at probably like maybe 35, 45 miles an hour, probably about like the speed of what a car would have been going down the road. But this thing's over the houses, man. And then it just phased out. It phased out or it got invisible, whatever. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's so bonkers, man. It really is.
I feel like something that slow is almost more I don't know, spooky, where like you hear all the time like craft like kind of zipping in and out, and it's like, okay, could have been my imagination, but something that slow where, dude, you had enough time to.
You're like, whatever that is should be falling out of the sky.
Yeah.
And
it's like observing or something, man. Like it's just like, just like observing the city here. I don't know. It was so bizarre, man. It's actually what really inspired me to reach out about this, and I contacted MUFON about it. Sorry, they did like the whole evaluation to try to see if a person's being honest or not. Like facial expressions. They said they had no reason to believe I was lying at all. I'll send y'all the picture, man. I really would. It's the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life, and it really did. It's just a shock factor. I wasn't scared like I thought they were gonna blow up Wilmington or anything like that.
Yeah,
it's just the size of something like that, man. Just blew my mind. Really.
You kind of led into my next question I've been thinking about, Josh, dude. Because I know we're kind of getting towards the end of our chat tonight, but dude, did you ever get a feeling with your experiences, a negative interaction with whatever this is? I mean, we haven't really decided what this is, right? But has it been negative or mostly positive or somewhere in between?
Mostly positive. It was like the first week that switch flipped in my head. I was like, oh man, this is cool. It's like we're living in a sci-fi movie, but then like when it really hit me, this is real. I'm like, okay, this is a little freaky, but I don't know. I'm lucky. I know Chris Bledsoe Jr. I'll be honest. Like I reached out to him, and when I found out that there's good ones out there, there's one, and also the Phenomenon, that movie. That's one of the first things I ever watched on this subject. And I see the end of it. Like there's some of them like telling these kids, that we're, screwing up the planet pretty much. So it kind of like hit me. They can't all be bad. Whatever it is, and that just I guess that took away a lot of that fear. My whole thing is I get really worried sometimes thinking about how everybody else is going to react about this. But I really think it's like people like y'all guys, like you guys, man, y'all are probably going to play a key role in this getting out to like the whole general public. I mean, I when I say I get worried about that, I get worried about people freaking out and like God forbid committing suicide or something crazy, just people just not being able to accept it. I feel like it needs to get out there in a way where people can get it on their own and let it soak in a way that makes sense to them.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. Sorry, rambled there for a little bit.
That's a heavy subject, man. I mean, the amount of suicide that happens dealing with this subject is man, it's so high and it's so sad, and it's like some people feel like they have no outlet and no one to talk to, and like one of our good friends, one of his big things that he always says, he's like, hey man, these aren't just like weird like country bumpkin people, man. These are doctors, these are lawyers, these are military people, officers. These are people that you hold in like high regard, like within society. I mean, these are everyday people as well. Like you can't even tell the person that you're married to sometimes that this kind of stuff is going on, and like the whole thing behind this is one to just talk shop about what's going on, but also give people an outlet in a comfortable space to like feel free to come and chat and like be able to get it off their chest. Even if you don't want to talk about everything, you don't have to. Just find your comfortable spot. At least it gives you an outlet. Or else you are going to explode. Keeping it to yourself, probably. I mean, like I said, I don't have any skin in the game, and I hate to like pretend like, oh yeah, I'm saying this, right? Because like I don't have that abduction experience or anything like that. Not that I know of, but I really have a soft spot like in my heart for people who are going through this. It's got to be tough. It's got to be tough. I can't even imagine. So I think it's really important.
Yeah, definitely. I think I'm kind of grateful that I at least came to this realization now, where it seems like it might not be accepted by the mainstream public yet, but I can see that it's starting to get more that direction than it's ever been, in the past. And just the fact that like I have met some people that I never in a million years would have thought believed in this stuff. I actually have a family member. I'm not going to say this person's name because I told them I wouldn't, but they've had a crazy ass sighting, and it's like somebody I never would have expected. This like it just blows my mind. So like, there's a lot more people who are like I was, like y'all said earlier, those first 5 or 6 years, who have probably had some kind of experience and just doesn't feel comfortable telling anybody. Yeah,
dude. Josh, I gotta say this. So like, Joe and I both had the same experience of like, maybe family, friends, or members of our family. When we started this podcast, we're like, you know what? I actually have a story.
yeah.
Has that happened to you at all? Now that you're kind of talking about it? I
haven't told all my family I'm doing this yet. I haven't told many people at all yet, to be honest, just because I didn't want. I don't know. I'm getting to the point now where I don't care what people think. Like So I want to talk. I know it's real. People's opinions are not going to change reality. And, I said that really stern to somebody the other day, and I think I put switching his head just telling him, man, because this dude was like, acting like I'm crazy or something. He's like, you see me? He overheard me talking to somebody else and, try to joke about it. And I'm like, dude, like, your opinion's not going to change. Like, it's real, man. Like,
I love that reaction, because I was going to say it's all about reaction, right? Like, you could have reacted like, whoa, well, shit, you didn't see what I saw. But your reaction, it's like, oh, okay, well, I did see that thing, right? So, I mean, do you want to talk about it or you not want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Most people are going to be at that point like, oh, okay, yes, now I do. Now that you're not freaking out on me. Like,
sometimes at work, like people would ask me about it, and I could always tell there was like a little poke in there, at me, like, hey, you see any aliens lately, or like any you've been seeing spaceships and shit like that, like, and like
you can't get mad at that.
One day I had my laptop with me, and they were like, hey, you been talking to any aliens lately? And I was like, nope, I sure haven't. But I opened up my laptop, and I was like, here's some x-rays of Terry Lovelace and his implants that he had. And also here's a video of Eric shooting a goddamn frequency from his brain, and we're recording it. I don't know. Do you have an answer for that?
Yeah.
How about you? Have you seen anything like that lately? You know what I'm saying? And they were just kind of like, what the fuck, dude? And it's like, it's just like, there's a lot of stuff to this that people just don't realize is out there, man. There's so much out there that you can start to point to now, man. I think it's hard for people to be like, where's the evidence? Right. I think we're getting it.
It's almost like counterculture to be like against or treat people that may have had an experience with any sort of negativity. Like, if it's not approached with some sort of openness, like, you're kind of a dick. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, do you
the
guys
tide
kind
is
of feel
changing
that now?
Oh man, dude, what you were just saying about, explain this. I told you earlier, I haven't been able to get any of the orbs on video, but Chris Bledsoe sent me some excellent footage. Did y'all get those videos I sent you? Like, he's asking me, like, is it similar to this? And like, when I see it, I'm like, yes, it's the exact color, what I saw. But I got this guy I work with, the same one I'm telling you, overheard me. I'm like, man, well, like, dude, like, here, like, this is what I'm seeing. It's not a little green spaceman. It's like, explain how this is possible. And, he's looking at it, and like I could see, just like this, he's stumped. Like he watches it. I think he was expecting to be able to say, "Oh, this is computer animated or something." But I mean, no, you could tell. I mean, I know there's some people that are really good, but you could tell a lot of fake stuff from the real stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said there's a lot of stuff out there, man. Really.
Yeah. We'll have to figure out some kind of like show and tell, dude. I mean, if you ever want to be back on and kind of go through that stuff, man, we try to keep it to like, conversation and I've been known to accidentally show my license on my sharing screen, so I'm not very good with that. So, but
how did it make you feel, Josh? We were talking about the CE5 stuff lately, and I have no bones either way about it, but how did it make you feel to know that you were able to accomplish that without an app or having to pay someone $5,000 to do it?
Oh man, dude, that's why I said I teared up earlier, man. I never felt a euphoria like that before in my life, man. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like I just put thought out there. I was like kind of like a crossroads. I'm like, this is consuming my thoughts, but I feel like it's something I really should be doing. So like I just close my head. I try to calm my thoughts for a minute, and like I straight just asked. I said, can I have a sign? Like I just asked the universe like I'm asking a friend. And I've never done anything like this before in my life. And this thing shoots out and flashes, and like it's so bright. The glow hits me, and like I've never in my life felt like whatever that feeling was. I really don't know. And I just recently come across this download thing. I'm not saying 100% that I believe it, but I think it might be true, to be honest. I think it could be possible. Which to me, like I feel like it would be more like an activation type thing. Like not putting something in your head, but kind of making you aware of something that maybe you always knew, you just weren't aware that you knew it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, yeah.
The idea that we all possibly have the ability and just haven't found a way to unlock it yet, man, I think is huge. I think it's huge.
That's why the X-Men franchise is so popular. Everyone wants to be a superhero. Everyone wants to, and the fact is, like, dude, what if we like kind of are, dude, like in some kind of way, like if we could access some of those, like, we're not going to, slow down time or like read each other's thoughts in a way, but we can somehow start to wink back at the universe when it winks at us.
Yeah.
That's enough for me. I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
The way you worded that, man. That's cool.
Yeah. It always makes you think, like, the bad guys in X-Men, you're like, oh shit, that's like some MyLab shit, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, damn, you mean to tell me that you have like this secret organization that's like taking people that have these abilities and running tests on them and trying to figure out what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying?
And it's always like the bad guys that have like the most badass powers and like, I can make a smoke and it make a cough. And like,
I can make a stain appear on your t-shirt right before a big meeting.
I can make it a big and a stink and make it a big a stink and you know where coming from it.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna use my.
We would be the worst. We would be the worst bad people. Like, listen, guys, I'm gonna make everybody stink real bad, guys.
Or maybe that would make us really good bad people, right? Because you'd just be laughing and not be able to take us seriously, and then all of a sudden we put a bullet in your head, and we're like the scariest bad guys of all time because you didn't realize we were actually scary.
It would be like little tiny puff.
Believe disclosure, you're gonna go Punisher on them. Y'all are hilarious, man. I'm sorry, okay.
Oh, dude, man,
don't use that sensitive, man. Really.
You gotta have it, man. You gotta have it. When we first started doing this, we were kind of like a little nervous about it. Like we were like, damn, we don't want people to like think we're making fun of them, because we're absolutely not. We have those personalities to where like if we know even if we don't know you, but if we see you, you know what I'm saying? Like
if you're doing something funny,
hey, we're gonna parody everything. Like everything is a parody, 100%. Like it doesn't matter if we like you or not. You're getting parodied, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. It's funny, dude.
We grew up with South Park.
Yeah, and like Monty Python and shit, dude. Like that's where it's at.
Oh man, South Park. I just said beefcake yesterday to somebody, man. I was, you know, I don't know if
Oh,
y'all remember that
seriously?
one. Yeah, beefcake. I'm trying to get serious about working out again, man. I told someone like, yeah, beefcake. He's like, what the hell are you talking about, man? You don't know Cartman, man? Come on, man. Yeah. Y'all's atmosphere, y'all's humor, man, it really does. It lives in the atmosphere, man. And this like subject, it is really serious subject, you know. But like, I think y'all having this sense of humor about it, it helps people feel more comfortable to open up about this. I mean, like I said, this is my first podcast, you know, I've done, but I want to talk about this, and I want to maybe be able to help other people who are skeptic or maybe like are iffy about coming out about this. You know, maybe they can see me up here, like can tell that I'm nervous, you know, because I know, you know, like I'm not doing this, you know, for like attention or anything. If anything, a lot of people are going to look at me like I'm crazy, but that doesn't matter because this is a serious subject. Yeah, I kind of bounced around subjects there, but
Dude,
yeah,
no,
y'all.
not at all,
Sorry.
man. Like our conversations back and forth were like, I was telling Joe, like, hey, this dude, like, we have to get him on. You've been nothing but positive and pure in your intentions, man. I mean, yeah, like when you mentioned Chris Bledsoe, like, yeah, we definitely know them and are friends with the family in a way, in a way, and you know, we were like, okay, well, cool. So that's cool. Let's see where this goes. And it's not about that. It's about your experience. And that's why we had you on, man. And we didn't even have to tell you that you just came on and gave us your honest to God experience. And it's just nice to have people on that are just normal dudes that had some really extraordinary things happen to them and are trying to figure this thing out just like all of us are. That's what this whole show is about, man. So I appreciate you for coming on, dude. Like,
I appreciate it. Yeah, I think the more people keep, or more people, you know, felt the urge to do this, you know, it might trigger something. You know, I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, that's a great way of looking at it. You know, I was just really mixed about this, man. But like, I've been having dreams about it. Like I told y'all about me having a dream. Like I was dead serious about that, man. That's the synchronicity thing, which I think about on a whole nother level, man. I could really get a deep talk with y'all about the synchronicities and everything. But I like that y'all don't just talk about UFOs. Also, man, y'all will like jump around to quantum physics and, you know, like other weird, you know, subjects that might seem like taboo to certain people. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, we're okay with making mistakes.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah, it's theorizing, man. Yeah, like just getting into deep thought. Can I tell y'all this really quick metaphor that I had for like just like time and our frequencies. So I spoke earlier about like time kind of being like a river. I had this idea that we're kind of like on a boat, and our frequency, you know, like just determines the river, the fluid of this time river that we're in or whatever, you know. And it's going to be like interconnecting with other people's timelines, like, you know, me with you right now. But basically, I had this thought that like whenever we have a high frequency, you know, like we're healthier and we have more energy, and it seems like time is literally moving by quicker, and we're just getting through time easier. It kind of makes it more fluid. Where if we have these low frequency emotions, you know, like stress and all this stuff, and it's like the opposite. Time's going by slow. We're sick. We don't have energy. It's more like rapids, you know, like, and it's like chaotic, you know, crashing. I don't know. That didn't make any sense. I was kind of just
low frequency energy and high frequency energy, dude. Big keys. I mean, when you talk to people, you know what I'm saying, and that are really, really into that stuff. I mean, it's fascinating. Like just knowing what your own energy and stuff is, you know, can do, you know. I mean, like Geraldine Orozco, you know, she talked to us about low frequency vibrations and high frequency vibrations, and that also determining what types of interactions you're going to have with what types of, you know, just everything in your life, dude, depends on those vibrations.
Yeah, definitely. That's why you pick up a vibe from. So I mean, I'm not even next to y'all, and I picked up a vibe, you know, as soon as I started actually talking to y'all. And I think that's crazy too, that we don't even have to be physically near each other anymore, and we can pick up a vibe.
I know.
Well, as long as As long as the internet connection's like okay, like there's no like over there.
Yeah.
That's the vibe for sure. Like if there's like some overlap, it's yeah. So I really appreciate your awesome internet, dude.
And me not having a charger with a short in it. Yeah, that was
Dude, oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, that was hilarious. I thought we were about to have like a live on air sighting. For a second.
I thought a cockroach fell on you.
What'd you say?
And you were like, "Whoa, I gotta go!" And I was like, "Oh no, a bug fell on him! Shit!" But it wasn't a bug. We're all good. We're safe.
No. He owes me money. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Tiny hands.
Oh shit, dude.
Well, hey guys, I've got a little tiny baby. I'm a new father. Got a tiny baby. I got to get to. Got some a new dad responsibility. So I'm gonna hop off a little early tonight, guys. So Josh, I just want to say, dude, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight, man. This was freaking awesome, and you have an open invitation anytime you want, man. Like, dude,
thanks.
Great.
Really, it feels good being able to talk to other people, about this. To be honest, man. And
yeah,
I think everybody should, like be trying to reach out in some way or another, and maybe it'll spread and it'll get to a way where it gets out to everybody organically. Yeah. Thank y'all so much for having me on, man. Really.
Yeah, dude, it's been absolutely awesome. We also say anytime you want to chat, even if it's not on the show. I mean, I understand, feel free to reach out to us, man. You got our email. Always hit us up, dude. Chat with us. The chat room here, man. They love you, man. They think it was great. So, I mean, we try to leave this thing all positivity, man. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all we got, man.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of positivity and faith in ourselves to do what we can do. So.
Yeah, definitely. Tell them, I appreciate that. Just a little nervous about this and the fact that not really anybody except for a few people actually know I'm doing this right now, but I'm sure it's going to get out one way or another. But yeah, man, it's important stuff, man. And,
I think
sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think a lot of what you have to say is going to resonate with a lot of people, man, because dude, I mean, your perspective is you were not interested in this stuff, and then this thing happened to you. And what do you do after that, man? You look for people that have had, you look for your tribe. That's the whole thing. Like we're all trying to connect and put those puzzle pieces together, dude. Like, so I love that you came on, man. It was awesome.
You did a great job, dude, for your first time, man. Did a great job.
Great.
You did it.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
We'll come back anytime, man.
All right, man. Thank you so much.
Hell yeah, brother. We love you, man. Talk to you later.
Peace.
That's good stuff, dude.
Oh, Josh, he's a good guy.
It was good stuff. I liked it, man. I love getting just those emails, and they're like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And we're like, "Yeah,
dude." It was a guest submission from our website. And a lot of our guests usually come from like referral or something, but like this was like one of the few times where, I mean, we don't get very many emails from our guest submission stuff.
Right.
So like, dude.
Him and like cool. Gary Voorhees.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Gary was like, "Hey guys, what's up?" Hey, hold on. Who are you, dude?
He was like, "Yeah, the Nimitz? Yeah, that's me and my friends."
We're like, yeah. This is a joke. This is a joke. Let's go ahead and do that.
Hey, you know that last episode that you guys did on the Nimitz? You got it all wrong.
Everything is wrong. You guys are dumb. But like,
and now we're friends.
Oh, dude. Hey, I want to bullshit with you like real bad. I have to pee real bad, dude.
So are you like peeing and coming back to bullshit, or
is
like
that okay to do that, or should we just go ahead and like?
Man, yeah. 509 says we should let Joe run the phone lines for the next hour. We're not going to do an hour, but while you're gone peeing, we can open the chat lines.
Okay. Well, are you okay? All right. Okay.
I'm good, dude.
Okay.
I'm chilling. Hey, come back. Oh, dude. Simon says, "I'll email you, but I can only do the helicopter. Any party tricks around here?" Are you talking about swinging your dick in a circle? Is that the helicopter you're talking about? Oh man. Taiwas. Yeah, dude. I agree, dude. I mean, to be able to come out and just, talk about your experience definitely takes some courage, right? It definitely does. I agree. I applaud anybody who's able to talk about their experiences. It's gotta be pretty heavy, it's gotta be pretty heavy, man. Definitely. So I applaud people who can do that, Let's see what else we got here. Your Facebook page has a great NFL UFO video just posted an hour ago. Dude, I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to have to check it out for sure. Let's see. What else we got here, man? Yeah, dude, man. I'm glad you guys like Josh, man. That was definitely great, man. We had a great time with him for sure. And all you guys in the chat, man, y'all are always so awesome. Y'all show up. You know what I'm saying? It's like y'all are almost like really good employees, but like y'all are voluntary employees. You just come, clock in, you do your time, and we all have fun, dude. Let's see what do we got going on here. What do we got going on in here? Joshua, this was amazing conversation. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Tammy, that's from Tammy, by the way. I'm not sure if Josh is still listening off on the side. Yes. Dude, it's so hard with me and Ben being in like two different rooms. Like usually I'm like the comment reader. But since he's on the mainframe, he deals with all this stuff. So sometimes I get a little lost in these comments. I got to go back and read. Man, I had like some crazy allergies. So if I sound weird today, that's why. Monday and Tuesday, man, they were rough. It was real rough. And then Wednesday, I went to work. And then today, man, we got like 5 inches of rain last night. It's pretty crazy.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hey, man, how much rain you get out there?
Hey, man, I'll tell you what, rains be falling, man. You heard about that thing called screens be falling? Well, we got rains be falling on my elephant ears into my backyard garden.
I don't know anything about screens.
Screens be falling, dude.
Raindrops keep falling on my head.
So effortlessly.
Yeah, dude. So you wanted to chat with me, dude?
I don't know. What? Did I
That's
say
what you
that?
said. You were like, dude, I've got so much to say to you, but I gotta pee.
Yes, I've got so much to say.
And that's
to
the
you.
whole reason I held on and mumbled through this like an idiot for the past 3 minutes.
Oh, okay. Now I have to come up with something. I think I was just stalling, and I said the thing because I didn't want the show to be over just yet.
Well, let me just ask everybody, including you, Ben. You probably haven't because you got some churns with you now.
Yeah.
Has anybody been keeping up with the new American Horror Story?
No.
So good. So good. So they like tied together like these little like it was like it's one season with like 2 parts. And like the first one was like this crazy like pill that people could take and it like enhances their abilities. But like if you don't have any abilities, you turn into like this soulless like night walker thing that like eats people. But the second half of it, dude, is aliens. It's pretty crazy.
Neat.
It's
Hold
good.
on. So you can take a pill to have a superpower, or
No. If you think that you have a talent, whether it be acting or singing or writing or art, whatever it is, if you feel like you have an ability and you take this pill,
yes,
it can enhance that. But it makes you like thirsty for blood. That's the caveat, right? But if you don't have a talent and you take this pill, it basically like turns you into a zombie. So you have to make sure that you have a talent before you take it. And some people are like, I'm talented, and they take it, but really they're talentless and they fucking turn into zombies.
They're talentless horror stories.
Yeah. But so that was the first half of it for whatever reason, but the second half of it is all to do with aliens, dude. And it's friggin' great. It's pretty good.
Dude. Okay. Well, I don't want you to ruin it, but that's awesome. By
Dude,
telling
that's the whole reason I started talking about it. I wanted to ruin it.
I hate the way I didn't mean to lead it that way. All I wanted to say was Simon Wales. Thanks, brother. Dude, welcome, Simon, the new Space Fart member.
Hell yeah, dude.
UFO Garage, guys. And if you're confused as why we call of our members Dr. Scientist or Space Fart members, refer to episode 1. Is that okay to say?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Some of the I was like, so I was doing that RSS feed redirect. We were a part of this Believe podcast network. They were awesome, dude. We were just at a different speed than they were. They're mostly sports. We were more like
sports.
Not sports. And we're just like, we'd love to work with them in the future. Well, we decided to leave them and go back to being solo. It's just me and Joe.
I was just talking about how I had allergies. Everybody knows what's going on, dude.
Like very sad. Oh wow, that was so funny. That was really funny. I don't even know where I was going with that.
What were you saying, dude? You were talking about Believe.
Members, Simon Wales, member RSS feed. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. So, everything's a little out of order. So if you listen to our podcast, like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, things are going to be weird. We're not doing it on purpose, but we're starting to include Big Willie's show, which if you guys didn't know, Big Willie from the Bod Podcast has his own show on the UFO Garage podcast on the weekends. And we're going to start putting them on the audio version of our podcast. So if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, Big Willie's there, dude. And we've got great numbers so far. So people are from the numbers like what they're hearing, dude. And I'm so stoked to have him aboard, dude.
For sure. Sure. Yeah, he's a great addition to the crew. For sure.
And I also was thinking about, remember, so I did the artwork for his van, right?
Yeah.
And you said, well, the reason why our Impala was like the wheels are vertical or horizontal is because that's where the
propulsion,
that masturbation propulsion technology is coming from the bottom. I forgot that about his van, and I just thought I think I'd listened to some Bob Lazar stuff where he was talking about this like ball, right?
Yeah,
and that's where I got stuck. And now it just looks like his van is just on like these inflatable these goofy inflatable tires. I kind of want to go back.
He has the same van as like the Wild Thornberries. Like he can go in the water.
That's the second time we brought up the Wild Thornberries today.
Yeah, dude.
Don't forget to step and breathe, Eliza.
Marianne.
Marianne.
Yeah, dude. Big Willie does like his tummy rubbed.
Wait, who said that?
Space Cow. I love that, like his little picture, like literally is like an alien, and then there's like a cow right next to him.
Oh my god, you guys are hilarious! Jesus, you guys. Okay, well, dude, I've got nothing else, man. It was great, dude. This past week has been a whirlwind.
A bit.
I am also kind of running on fumes here, man.
Every 3 hours, bro.
Literally, dude.
Every 3 hours.
Clockwork, and it's so beautiful. I love it. I do. It's great.
Hell yeah, man.
Little alien.
Well, it was good chatting, dude. Freaking amazing, Josh. You're still out there, man. Thanks for coming on, dude. It was a great time. Feel free to reach out whenever, man. Same thing with the rest of y'all. If y'all are out there and y'all want to chat sometime, let us know. We got a couple things happening here in the next couple weeks. We're gonna kind of lock it into place. But yeah, I think we have another listener coming on probably next week. And then I'm kind of finagling some stuff, so we'll get some more guests for the show coming up, and it should be fun, dude. It should be a fun time. So
we've got some pretty cool guests coming up, dude. Like, I'm stoked, and also Joe,
especially if a couple will reach out, like email us back. It's gonna be dope.
So that'd be cool.
You were saying also me,
Barack Obama. Not talking to you.
No.
Get back to this. I actually did email him, dude. Like, I got a wild hair up my ass, and I was like, you know what? Fine, you just do it. This was a shot. You miss every shot you don't take.
I miss every shot I do take sometimes. Yeah. What were you gonna say, dude? You said also Joe.
I guess I was gonna say, so maybe the live event, December 4th.
Oh yeah. Yeah. December 4th, Taylor, Texas.
If anybody is in the Austin or, the surrounding area, Joe and I live in the Austin area. We're doing a live podcast event, dude. And Joe, you're kind of putting this whole thing together, bro. That's what I kind of wanted to, give the stage to you. Do you like?
I am, dude. Yeah, we're going to be having Terry Lovelace there. He's going to be live with us at the event. It's going to be a good one, dude. It's going to be from like 6 to 10. And I think it's going to be interesting, man. A lot of time. Oh, hold on. Before I get into this, Aurelio says tattoos. Yes, still happening. I don't know if you heard, maybe you missed the last episode, but we had talked about how we're going to do our tattoos for our 100th episode. Yeah. We're on episode like 103 right now because we skipped the 100th episode. So we haven't technically done the 100th episode yet. We went from 99 to 101 because Ben's had a lot going on, and it just so happened that we were going to get tattoos and have a baby at the same time and quarantine and put this show. So it's been like a mess. It just it literally presented itself at like the worst time. Yeah. But so
we've been talking about it for 2 straight years.
We haven't had our 100th episode yet. That's why we haven't celebrated or done anything big. So you guys, y'all relax. We're on episode 103 or 104, I think. But we haven't done the 100th episode yet. So yeah.
I think we go big, dude. We do tattoos and have all of our regulars, chime in at some point. Wouldn't that be fun, dude?
Oh yeah.
Like we let them talk over, like we just like, and then kind of ask them questions.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if we do like a sign up form or something, but I think that'd be fun. We got to go big, dude.
It's going to be good. It's going to be a good one for sure.
Yeah.
But back to the event. We're going to have Terry Lovelace. He'll be there live with us. We're going to be doing it December 4th at the Black Sparrow down in Taylor, Texas. It's only $5 to get in. And I think it's going to be an interesting event, man, because a lot of times when you get these events together, you get like anywhere from like 10 to like 30 speakers, right? And they all get like 30 minutes to an hour to like tell their entire freaking life story. And like, you just don't get a whole lot out of it. I mean, it's great. I love it. And that's how you meet new people. And like, but this is going to be cool, man. I really am kind of digging the idea of giving one person a couple hours to really tell their story and talk. Yeah. So I think it's going to be really, really cool. And I think we're going to get a lot out of it, man. And I think a lot of people are still maybe kind of on the fence or like, just straight up into the subject. I think it's going to appeal to everybody. So we're hoping it'll be, a pretty good success. And if it is, then we're going to continue to do these and then possibly move them into bigger venues and do, more stuff, dude. UFO Garage Fest. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
That would be wild.
It would be.
Can you imagine how much wine would be flowing through the veins?
Yes.
If we had an event, I wouldn't allow our vendors to have beer. It would just be wine, dude.
Only wine.
Only wine.
See if Texas Beer Co. will make a special UFO wine. Dude, that'd be awesome. Throw it in the tap.
Yeah, dude, that'd be sick.
That'd be awesome, man.
Could you imagine
But
if all of our crew just showed up to one place, dude? It would be so fun.
that would be cool, man. It would
Such
be
good
cool.
vibes. There's got to be like a big bonfire in the middle, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I'm seeing. And like weenies, we have like hot dogs, mad dogs.
I'm thinking hot dogs. Yeah.
I don't know. That's just the only vision I had.
I mean, if Woodstock can serve like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to everybody, why can't we serve hot dogs?
Wieners.
You know what I'm saying?
If anything, the UFO Garage podcast can serve as wieners, dude.
Wieners, dude.
Wieners, dude. Wieners and peanuts. It would like pass out like bags.
Dude. Bro. Frozen chili bananas.
Oh yeah.
Our
that's
chili
right.
banana idea, dude.
That's right.
We got, yeah, dude. Chili bananas on a stick, bro. That you can peel. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Take a check. Chili.
Yeah. That's a thing.
That's so funny.
It's a chili banana.
Okay. Well, we can't explain further, or else
Yeah,
it
yeah.
loses the mystique.
All right, guys. That was
Yeah.
fun.
Mr. Banana Hands over here.
Well, this has been
Hey.
another episode of
UFO
UFO
Garage.
Garage. I feel like I do it different every time,
You
and like
do.
you always try to
Let's-
follow me, and like
Let's get a little more
and
pep. Let's get more
this
pep
has
into
been
it.
another episode of
No,
UFO.
no.
Oh.
What are you in the library?
Oh, okay, sorry. This has been another episode of UFO Garage. Talk to y'all
Talk to you next
time, man. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Oh, goodbye.
I'll edit the last part out. That was
Sweet.
perfect.
Sweet dreams.
Hey, good night.
Kisses.
Smooches for me.
Dude, I keep forgetting my dog's in here. And he's been in here for like 2 hours. What the hell? He's all hanging out, playing with these aliens, chewing on a
It's
baseball.
like making him turn around. I swear that alien's head turned around like a couple
Oh,
times, dude.
It might have, dude.
It did.
It might have.
It
Oh,
did.
yeah. All right, everybody.
All right, bro.
Well, this has been another episode of UFO Garage. I'm sorry. All right. We'll talk to y'all later, man. Bye.
Peace, dude.